A very good afternoon, everybody. It's Monday, it's 2 o'clock, and so it's time for your quarantine choir rehearsal. Fantastic to see you all. Thank you for joining me. If you're here live or if you're watching at any point on catch up, it's great to see you. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the channel. We've had quite a few subscribers recently. We're well over 2,000 now. And so if you're new to the channel, do feel free to look around. Everything here is free. You'll find pretty much something here for everybody. If you like classical music, there's stuff for you. If you like silly songs, there's quite a lot of that. And today is definitely the latter. We're going to start in a minute, though, with a beautiful, beautiful song. Nothing silly about this. This is the national anthem of Wales, and we're doing this for a very good reason. This evening at 8 o'clock, there is another Sing for Wales, where everybody over the bridge is going to step out onto their front doorstep at 8 o'clock and sing the Welsh national anthem. Now, I will be broadcasting with the self-isolation choir at 8 o'clock tonight. We'll be in the middle of Handel's Messiah, and I'm not sure we're going to be able to stop this time. And so we're going to sing this afternoon. And those of you who aren't singing Messiah with me, I do urge you all at 8 o'clock, wherever you are in the world, to sing the beautiful Welsh national anthem. Following that, we're going to dive into our bag of silly tricks, and we're going to sing 3 really silly songs. We're going to start with Singing in Quarantine, which has become a bit of an anthem for me on this channel. It's one that I recorded, I think, at the end of the first week or so. I was really enjoying myself, but I wasn't getting much sleep at the time, and so I thought it would be a good idea to have puppets joining in with me and so on. So it's that song. If you've not seen it, it's worth watching. As I said at the start, it's a man in the midst of a breakdown. And then we're going to learn 2 songs, 2 silly songs. One is a rewrite of Flanders and Swann's fantastic The Gasman Cometh, which has had words updated by our dear friend and colleague on the channel, Kit Kat Two Cats. And then we're going to finish today with the 12 Days of Lockdown, which was a special request from my excellent friend Craig, and was created by my fantastic friends, the Larks Community Choir from Chepstow. And the video for that went out this morning. And it would be great if you haven't seen it, if you can go and watch that after this. I think you'll enjoy it. It's certainly designed to raise a smile, and every time I watch it, it certainly does that. So everybody, we'll get warmed up. If you can make sure you've got your drink of water handy, and those of you that are happy to, if I could ask you to stand for me, and those of you who aren't able to join us in standing today, that is absolutely fine, no problem. Just bring yourself to the edge of your seat, give yourself that straight back and long neck as we always do, and everybody please can you plant your feet on the floor, and those of you that are standing, just feel your weight pressing down into the floor, really feel that connection with the earth. And you can start, everybody, to take some nice deep breaths in and out. And as you breathe in that lovely confident feeling of singing together. And as you breathe out any stress. And breathe in that joy of friendship and camaraderie. And again, breathe out anything that's worrying you. And one more time, a nice deep breath as we join together and breathe as a choir. And then, one by one, we just breathe out our hang-ups and our worries. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. And I'll just ask you to keep doing that just as we get into the next part of the warm-up, which is where we start thinking about our shoulders and our neck. And I'm just going to ask you, as you're breathing in and out, as you breathe out, just allow your neck and your shoulders to relax. And you might feel yourself slumping slightly. Don't let yourself slump too much. Keep the back straight, although not ramrod straight. You just want to make sure your neck and your shoulders are as relaxed as they can be. So let's make our mouths nice and tall, everybody, and take in that nice deep breath and breathe out and relax your neck and shoulders. That's great. Make the mouth nice and tall again. Take that breath in, everyone, and blow the air out and relax the neck and shoulders. One more nice tall breath. Take in that air so it feels cold at the back of your throat, and blow the air towards me and relax your neck and your shoulders. Well done, everybody. Great job. And now what we're going to do is roll those shoulders around. Let's do one at a time today. Again, as always, just don't do this too vigorously or too quickly. This is just about relaxing the muscles there. Roll it back the other way. Keep it nice and smooth and slow. Great job, everyone. And then let's do the other shoulder and roll it in one direction. Doesn't matter which way, as long as you do it a few times. And then roll it back. And then let's do both together. Roll them forwards a couple of times. and roll them backwards. Great. And then bring your shoulders up to your ears and let them fall. Well done, everyone. Take a nice deep breath in for me and blow the air out. Wonderful. And then we'll just turn our attention to our neck, and I'd like you to tilt your head very gently over to one side. Notice it's a tilt, not a turn, so you feel the stretch along the long side of your neck. Bring your head to the middle. Take it the other way. Ooh. And to the middle and forwards. And to the middle. Excellent. Let's do it the other way. Same again, slightly further. And the other way. That's great. And to the middle. And wonderful. Within those three movements, left, right and forwards, just let your head gently roll around. Thank you, everybody. That's great. So if I can invite you to have a little drink. I've just spotted someone's noted the... well done, you've spotted the deliberate mistake. Excellent, you win. So Stephanie wins the prize today. Well done, Stephanie. 10 house points. It's not 11 a.m, it's 2 p.m. You've caught me reusing the slides from yesterday. Cheers all. Now then. I do like that. Anne has just commented, you don't have to be confused to join this channel, but it helps. Nobody is more confused at this point, Anne and Stephanie, than myself. Let's begin with our customary hum, and we're going to hum up a broken chord and back down again. So nice deep breath, and up a semitone. Now an ooh. Very nice. Now, just starting on that note, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Actually, one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Thanks very much, everybody. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to now sing the Welsh national anthem. We're going to have our Sing for Wales. Now, if you are Welsh, you have the rest of us at an advantage or disadvantage, from my point of view. When I joined the Larks Community Choir as initially their guest conductor, and then their part-time conductor, and more recently full-time conductor, it became very clear to me that I needed to learn this lovely piece. I'd heard it for many, many years. The only bit that I knew was gwlad, which is the loud bit. If you've ever been to a rugby match where the Welsh national team is playing, you will know this piece. I learned it with my good friend Franz, and he and I worked really hard over the course of a couple of singing lessons, and we learned this piece together. And I was taught it on the internet by my dear friend Wyn, who has a radio show in Wales. It's just a little one. Wyn Evans, his name is. He's a fairly huge name in Wales. And so I learnt this piece from him. And so I'm going to do my best to teach this to you. And if you notice, I have it written here in Welsh. I also have this version was written by my dear departed predecessor in the Larks, the late great Carl Damon, who wrote this out and called it the John Redwood version, which is going back a little bit, but this is quite phonetic. So if you aren't Welsh, if you don't speak Welsh, and you don't fancy having a go at all these N's, W's, and so on, then you can have a go at the phonetic version, okay? But this is genuinely one of the best tunes, and it leaves most other national anthems in the shade. Remember, this is for tonight at 8 o'clock. Those of you that aren't in the self-isolation choir, then I want you singing this, and even those of you who are, if we don't stop, you go and sing it anyway. Okay, so the first line goes, my wlad fwn nhadau annwyl me. So, with me. My wlad fwn nhadau annwyl me. Then, glad by the chantorion enwogion ovary. So, glad by the chantorion enwogion ovary. So, go from the beginning and my wlad fwn nhadau annwyl me. Glad by the chantorion enwogion ovary. Roll your R's if you can. Then it goes, gwrol ryfelwyr, Glad Garre We're. So from the start of that line, gwrol ryfelwyr, Glad Garre We're. Tros ryddid gollasant Ig'wide, and Tros ryddid gollasant Ig'wide. So let's go from the beginning, everybody. And most of you, I think, are going to have a go at the phonetic version, and that's absolutely fine. All right, just make sure you're having fun with it. Ready? 1, 2. My wlad fwn nhadau annwyl me. Glad by the chantorion enwogion ovary. Gwrol ryfelwyr, Glad Garre We're. Tros ryddid gollasant Ig'wide. Now, this is the best bit. This is even if you're not singing along, even if you're just singing la la la, everybody has to sing Gwlad, Gwlad. So there and there. Okay, and if you are alone, and even if you're not, get your hands in the air as well. Okay, nation, nation. And we sing, Gwlad, Gwlad, pleidiol Gwlad. Let's sing together. Gwlad, Gwlad, pleidiol Gwlad. And then, tramodwn fi I bydd hoff bai. With me. Tramodwn fi I bydd hoff bai. O bydded heniaith barhau. And o bydded heniaith barhau. Let's sing it all together from the beginning. And if you're not standing, but you can stand, please do stand up. I'm not going to, because then you'll see my Doctor Who pyjama bottoms. Are we ready? And my wlad fwn nhadau annwyl me. Glad by the chantorion enwogion ovary. Gwrol ryfelwyr, Glad Garre We're. Tros ryddid gollasant Ig'wide. Everybody, Glad, Glad, pleidiol Gwlad. Tramodwn fi I bydd hoff bai. O bydded heniaith barhau. Thank you, everybody. What do you say to that, Dr. G? I will wait for Glyn. He's either overcome with emotion or he's left the room. Well, we'll have to see. It's lovely to see everybody, and I'm glad you like the phonetic version. If you do, you have Carl Damon to thank, a great man with a great sense of humour, as you can tell. So I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly had fun, and your voices should be well warmed as we move into, frankly, the silly part of the rehearsal. We're going to have a little look at singing in quarantine, which we haven't looked at for a couple of weeks. And this is the song by my good friend Ian Butcher, a composer of great experience and great note. As I've said before, he wrote the music for hundreds of TV shows in the 90s, in particular David Attenborough's Life of Birds. If you've not heard it, it's all on YouTube, though don't tell him. And there's one piece called The Journey of the Kakapo, which is this little land-dwelling parrot. And it's such a sad story because this particular parrot was about to go extinct. And the idea this parrot would wander around calling for its mate, and of course they found the last kakapo, which would forever be calling for its mate, and he wrote this lament for the kakapo. It's absolutely beautiful piece. It still makes me well up just thinking about it. So Ian is a wonderful composer, and he wrote this piece, as I've said to many of you before. Originally it was called Singing in the Afternoon. But as soon as we ended up in lockdown, I thought this needs a rewrite. So we did Singing in Quarantine. Now, if you don't know it, you can watch the video. If you just put Singing in Quarantine into YouTube, it's the top hit, and you can find it and have a listen. And you will see me probably about 6 weeks ago now, struggling a little bit with lockdown and keeping myself occupied by playing with puppets. But this is a very silly song. If you know it, sing it with me. Otherwise, join in when you can. Okay, it goes. Something like that. I woke up this morning, my hair was a mess. I almost went and brushed it, I have to confess. And then I thought, why bother? No one to impress. I climbed back into bed and got extremely depressed. I logged on to YouTube and there was this bloke singing at home, and I thought, what a joke. And then my toe was tapping and I thought to myself, I heard that daily singing was quite good for your health. Self-isolation, it is the best prescription to help the nation get over its affliction. Let's all get singing, it's like a new beginning. We're singing in a quarantine. I worked on my breathing and how to stand tall. I sang out a note and the sky didn't fall. Along came another one from where goodness knows. I joined in and I sang and said goodbye to me woes. Self-isolation, it is the best prescription to help the nation get over its affliction. Let's all get singing, it's like a new beginning. We're singing in a quarantine. So brush your teeth, please, and wash your face, please, and smile 3 times a day, and put the dishwashing away. So come and join in, just come and begin, and we will sing out strong. Come on, let's sing along. Self-isolation, it is the best prescription to help the nation get over its affliction. Let's all get singing, it's like a new beginning. We're singing in a quarantine. One more time. Self-isolation, it is the best prescription to help the nation get over its affliction. Let's all get singing, it's like a new beginning. We're singing in a quarra, we're singing in a quarra, we're singing in a quarantine. Thank you, everybody. Very, very silly. Lots of fun. Okay, so now we're going to move on to a fantastic version of The Delivery Man Cometh. Now this is based on a lovely piece that Kit Kat Two Cats wrote for me. I have tweaked it and shaped it slightly so it fits to Flanders and Swann's version, but her version is also fantastic, and I will share it with you. But this one, it's the whole point of the song, it's Flanders and Swann's original song, which is called The Gas Man Cometh. Those who aren't familiar, is that every time you try and get a bit of work done, it will lead to something else happening. And it all goes round in a cycle. The original song is absolute genius. It's really very clever. So our version, thanks again to Kit Kat for her beautiful work. Our version, it picks up on that, but has more of a, I should say, a contemporary lockdown theme. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to sing it for you. I haven't tried, I have a quick sing through with the piano part as well, just before I came online, because we only finished this about an hour ago. And then we'll have a look at it and we can all sing it together. Now, there are a lot of words. If you can't see it on the screen, if you're watching on a phone or something, please click that little down arrow where it says show more, and it'll all unfold and you can find all the lyrics all written out there, okay? So let's have some fun. And yeah, so here we go. For the first time ever, this is The Delivery Man Cometh. 'Twas on a Monday morning, the delivery van did call. The kids were tired and starving, we'd got no food at all. He collided with the garage despite driving at a crawl. So I had to call a builder in to come and fix the wall. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. 'Twas on a Tuesday morning, the builders had begun. With their tools and their builder's tea, they had a lot of fun. They pulled off half the masonry and took the concrete back. And just as they pulled off the drive, it all began to crack. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. The surveyor came on Wednesday while I was doing chores. I didn't hear him knocking until he gave a roar. He'd knocked so hard the glass fell out and shattered on the floor. So I had to call a glazier, it was really such a bore. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. 'Twas on a Thursday morning, the glazier rang the bell. He got up on the ladder, but he slipped and then he fell. He landed on the water main and snapped the tap as well. This is all getting expensive and a right old week from hell. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. 'Twas on a Friday morning, the water board man came. He called me Mrs. KK, which isn't quite my name. He took all day, I gave him lunch, but found when he was gone that I used up all the bread and cheese and left myself with none. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. On Saturday and Sunday, there were no slots at all. So 'twas on a Monday morning, the delivery van came to call. There we are, everybody. Can we give Kit Kat a lovely round of applause for her fantastic writing? And thanks so much indeed for that, Kit Kat. Let's have a look at that. For those of you that don't know it, as you can tell, it's a very straightforward repeating tune. So let's just learn that first verse. 'Twas on a Monday morning. Once you've got the tune, it's then just a matter of playing around with the words and making sure you're getting as much comedy or wringing out every last drop of comedy. And those of you joining us from overseas, this is very, very British humour. Flanders and Swann, if you haven't heard of them before, Albert, if you've not heard Flanders and Swann before, after this broadcast, go and have a look at them. They're fabulous. Okay. So at the beginning it goes, 'twas on a Monday morning, the delivery van did call. Everybody. 'Twas on a Monday morning, the delivery van did call. Excellent. The kids were tired and starving, we'd got no food at all. Everybody. The kids were tired and starving, we'd got no food at all. He collided with the garage despite driving at a crawl. Everybody. He collided with the garage despite driving at a crawl. So I had to call a builder in to come and fix the wall. So I had to call a builder in to come and fix the wall. And then this essential last part. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. Let's try it from the beginning. 'Twas on a Monday morning, the delivery van did call. The kids were tired and starving, we'd got no food at all. He collided with the garage despite driving at a crawl. So I had to call a builder in to come and fix the wall. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. Now let's have a look at the next verse. 'Twas on a Tuesday morning, the builders had begun. With their tools and their builder's tea, they had a lot of fun. They pulled off half the masonry and took the concrete back. And just as they pulled off the drive, it all began to crack. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. Next verse. The surveyor came on Wednesday whilst I was doing chores. I didn't hear him knocking until he gave a roar. He'd knocked so hard the glass fell out and shattered on the floor. So I had to call a glazier, it was really such a bore. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. Next verse, please. 'Twas on a Thursday morning, the glazier rang the bell. He got up on the ladder, but he slipped and then he fell. He landed on the water main and snapped the tap as well. This is all getting expensive and a right old week from hell. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. 'Twas on a Friday morning, the waterboard man came. He called me Mrs. KK, which isn't quite my name. He took all day, I made him lunch, but found when he was gone that I'd used up all the bread and cheese and left myself with none. Oh, it all makes work for essential workers all. And then this very last bit. On Saturday and Sunday, there were no slots at all. And then we finish. So 'twas on a Monday morning, the delivery van came to call. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. Thank you so much to Kit Kat for her fantastic writing and for inspiration and for all your support. You've been here since the beginning, and I'm just so grateful for your friendship. And everybody here is really grateful to you. So, mwah, thank you. Round of applause to the wonderful Kit Kat 2 cats and to her cats, to Aria and Elgar. And I know if they were here, well, Aria would probably hide and Elgar would sit on everybody. So let's have some fun, I think. A bit more fun. The 12 days of lockdown. Now, hopefully nobody needs to be taught the tune for this one. So, well, above me. I need to be taught the tune on the piano. This one, if you've been on the channel today, you'll have seen the video for this one, which dropped this morning. And I've mentioned my friend Craig, and I'll just tell you a little bit about him, just in case he's watching. So I've known Craig since I was 4 years old, so that's 40 years this year. And he and I went to school together. He lived just up the road. I wasted so much time with Craig. We used to hang out. I used to go around to his house. I didn't have the easiest of childhoods. My parents split when I was very young. Lots of stress, lots of horrible stuff. And so I would go round to his house, and he, bless him and his family, they looked after me and they took me in at times when things were tough. And then I went to university, and he stayed in Romford, where I'm from, and went to work as a gravedigger in Manor Park Cemetery in London. And he has worked there ever since, 25 plus years now, 28 years actually. And throughout his career, every time I see him, how are things? Fine. What's going on? Not much. You know, he's the type of chap who just gets on with it. But as he says himself, you know, he's the most down-to-earth gravedigger you could ever want to meet. And I went off to Bristol University and read music, and have been making music ever since. And he, up until a few weeks ago, and he won't mind me saying this, showed absolutely zero interest in any of my music. It just wasn't his scene at all. And then after the singing quarantine video that I put out, and the other one, It's a Long Time to Be in Lockdown, he sent me a message and he said, "I've seen your stuff. I love it. It really makes me laugh. Please make more." And this is literally the first time in 40 years that my good friend Craig has shown any interest in what I do. We bonded over things like Star Wars and films, things like that. So I said to him, "Right, well, what can we do for you?" And he texted me a couple of weeks ago and he said, "It's not easy at the moment." He said, "I'm going through a really tough time because obviously he's busier than he's ever been, and he's having to bury a lot of people, and in very challenging situations. He does a very hard job, and he does it very well. And he said, I really need a laugh. He said, I'm challenging you to make the 12 days of lockdown. And I instantly thought, right, I need to make this as one of these collaboration videos. And I reached out to my dear friends, the Larks in Chepstow, and I said, my friend Craig is having a tough time. Can we make this video? And we blessed them. They all said yes. And despite great technical hardship, and a few of them nearly got divorced as a result of filming this, they produced a wonderful set of videos. And I spent pretty much the entire weekend, when I wasn't with my family, editing it all and putting it all together, and it launched it this morning. And it is, I'll be honest, it's a joy to see this lovely group of people who have never met Craig, my new Chepstow family, cheering up my oldest and dearest friend. It's just one of the things about this lockdown situation that I'm just so grateful for. So we're going to sing this through. Now, if you can't see the words, because I do concede they're quite small, then download them in the comments. I might see if I can just make this slightly bigger, just push myself off to one side, because the words are far more important at this point. So zoom. There we go. Zoom means something else now. No, not zoom out. Idiot. Zoom in. That's where it was before. There we go. Right. Hopefully that's a little bit easier to read. So this one, well, if you don't know the tune, like me, well, you'll pick it up in no time. We will sing it all the way through, and enjoy, everybody. No? Here we go. On the first day of lockdown, my true love sent to me a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the second day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the third day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 4th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 5th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 5 toilet rolls, 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 6th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 6 police are checking my toilet rolls, 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 7th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 7 daily briefings, 6 police are checking 5 toilet rolls, 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 8th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 8 clappers clapping, 7 daily briefings, 6 police are checking 5 toilet rolls, 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 9th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 9 nurses scrubbing, 8 clappers clapping, 7 daily briefings, 6 police are checking 5 toilet rolls, 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 10th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me, did I miss one out? 10 bottles clicking, 9 nurses scrubbing, 8 clappers clapping, 7 daily briefings, 6 police are checking 5 toilet rolls, 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 11th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 11 virtual meetings, 10 bottles clinking, 9 nurses scrubbing, 8 clappers clapping, 7 daily briefings, 6 police are checking, 5 toilet rolls, 4 face face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking, and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. On the 12th day of lockdown, my true love sent to me 12 bags of shopping, 11 virtual meetings, 10 bottles clinking, 9 nurses scrubbing, 8 clappers clapping, 7 daily briefings, 6 police are checking, 5 toilet rolls, 4 face masks, 3 PPEs, 2 boots for walking, and a hand gel to keep my hands clean. There we are. Thank you, everybody. I think I missed out the nurses scrubbing, so sorry about that. Turns out that's actually quite hard to play and sing at the same time. Who'd have thought it? Well, look, everybody, I've had great fun putting the session together today, and I just want to say again, huge thanks to everyone who is contributing to this choir. It's not a one-way process. I really do need your help. I need your support and your encouragement. And, you know, those of you who are helping, you really are helping me, and through this channel, you're helping thousands of people around the world. It's a real delight and a real honour to work with you all. So thank you to Kit Kat for her wonderful words. Thank you to the Larks. Thank you to Sue Smith, who is an honorary Lark. I want to send a very special message to Chris, who is one of the Larks, who is just getting over a very serious operation. We send you lots of love and hope you're feeling better soon. And all of you, thank you for joining me today and every day. Now, look, we're going to be back tomorrow with lots of lovely music. Look out, those of you in the self-isolation choir, some people have been asking, is there going to be more after Messiah? The answer to that is, oh yes. And there will be a lovely announcement, probably on Wednesday this week, about some events that are happening. We've got plans for the summer. We have another big work planned for the autumn, and something very special planned following that for Christmas. So there's lots and lots of lovely music coming up with Self-Isolation Choir. I can't tell you any more about it. I really wish I could, but when you hear, I think many of you will be delighted. So look, thank you so much for joining me today. If you're in Self-Isolation Choir, I'll see you tonight. If you're not in the Self-Isolation Choir, well, you still have time to join. And do bear in mind that I can't see or hear you, so you can just sing along and go la 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 and enjoy being in Handel's Messiah. But everybody, please, if you can spare the time tonight at 8 o'clock, do please go out on your doorsteps and sing loudly for Wales, Albert in particular. I'm sure everyone in Germany will be delighted to hear you sing the Welsh National Anthem. In the meantime, everybody, have a great day. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.